Why? Why did we do that?
No, why did you make us do that?
Oh, I thought that was your idea.
You brought up the idea of reenacting the Great Race. This is your fault.
Fuck. Yeah. I mean, we were gone for so long, it makes sense, right?
No shit. You could have at least gotten a better fucking vehicle than your damn Ford Ranger.
It's a Ranger, damn it!
Yeah, I know.
Alice is powerful. I named her after a president's daughter, for God's sake.
That's so weird.
Fuck off. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tall and Short with Tim and Tony.
I'm exhausted.
And I'm Tim, who may be wanted in 5 countries.
Just 5? What about Japan? That thing you did with the vending machine?
We don't... No. Shut up. They didn't have security cameras on at the time. There was a blackout. We're fine. What?
Tequila was involved. Get off my back.
Okay, Bill Engvall, take it easy there. Don't think I haven't heard that one.
Hey, listen.
Okay.
At least we got out of Moscow in one piece.
And I got married in the process.
In Moscow.
No. Yeah.
And I got divorced in Moscow. That was weird.
How and why? But yeah, no, real world events. Welcome back, everybody. It has definitely been a bit of a turbulent ride for both of us.
Yeah.
I found my February wound up being a little bit more busy than I expected because Valentine's Day and my now wife's birthday are next to each other. So I'm kind of having fun on that one. And then we had the wonderful, wonderful wedding on Leap Day. So every 4 years, baby, it's going to be fun.
Makes it easy or hard to remember.
I'd say easy. And then we can just go stupid crazy with it every 4 years. The cats are
Yeah, I was like...
Yeah, you're hearing the cats outside.
And I am going through divorce. Yeah.
Oh, boy. So...
That was fun.
About as fun as when we went through Germany.
Well, if you didn't do that particular hand gesture in that particular place, we probably would have been fine, asshole.
Hey, I had the big mustache, okay? I'm fine here.
I had a big mustache and I was pointing up towards something.
I was pointing! I was! It was not using all 5 fingers, I was using 1 finger. It just happened that my arm was straight in a very specific 40-degree angle.
Hey, you're just in the 5 countries. I'm in just 10 states.
Okay. So, while we were on our little trip, you said you had something in mind? Were we going up in the air, right?
No, we were going to go underwater.
Not again! You know I hate water.
Yeah, I know. You're a water-adjacent boy.
I'm a by-the-water guy sitting in a lawn chair listening to yacht rock.
All right, Kid Rock.
Oh, fuck Kid Rock. No, I'm talking like Michael...
Dave Matthews Band?
No, Michael motherfucking McDonald. You know, What a Fool Believes.
That's not what I get when I listen to yacht rock.
Jimmy Buffett.
Yes, that's in the rotation.
Jimmy Buffett's very much that one. So yeah, Jimmy Buffett, Dave Matthews Band, and then Michael McDonald on the Doobie Brothers.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Okay. This is quickly turning into a read between the lines.
We need a knot. All right. So you say underwater. Great, I'm scared now.
Well, you know that we talked about Nessie.
Yeah, Nessie, and how
there's a guy with a camera all the time over there.
And how I got curious. What's a soft-footed creature? It's like dee 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 dee. That still makes me laugh.
We're gonna have to go back and listen through our episodes to make T-shirt ideas because I forgot all about that.
I go through these every time. Also, yes, it's just literally a 2-man team of me and Tony, and
yes.
I'm the one who's doing the editing and everything. So
yeah, and I'm doing the online presence.
And so, yeah, he's doing some of the online presence with like Instagram and Facebook. So that's why we are back after a near month of not recording. In fact, our last episode was February 12th.
Yes.
So
month and 2 days.
So it has been a minute. So
I don't know why I'm really covering this one. This is America's Loch Ness, basically. This is Lake Champlain and Champ.
Okay.
And I don't know why I'm really doing this one, because in this book right here...
Yep.
Concrete photographic evidence.
What's the book, by the way, Tony?
It is The Field Guide to North American Monsters, written by W. Hayden Blackman, which I recommend if you ever pick up any book by him, read it. Because he's a fantastic author and truly underrated, in my opinion.
I had to also say, what book are we reading? Because I can see it, but our listeners, they can see with their ears.
We're listening only.
Yeah, we don't have a camera studio. We're still using my bedroom. And I think we're going to be using the bedroom for a while. Yeah. But that doesn't sound right out of context. Oh, God.
So he sort of has almost like baseball stat like cards at the beginning of each article for each monster. Champ, the Lake Champlain monster. Distinguishing features: horse-like head, slick flesh, long neck, humped back, and green eyes. Height 40 feet. Weight 2,000 plus pounds or more. 2,000 pounds plus or more. Yep.
That's a big boy.
Range and habitat: Lake Champlain, New York, Vermont, and Quebec, because Lake Champlain is in all three of those areas.
I hear there's great fishing in Quebec.
Oh, you mean over in Quebec?
Yeah, great fishing in Quebec.
Quebec. Population size: unknown.
It's always the unknown factor.
Diet: omnivore. Behavior:
I feel a bit more piscivore, fish eater.
Yeah, well, omnivore. If a stray dead cow falls in, or
Well, omnivore eats both plants and meats.
Yeah.
So.
Well, maybe there's plant life. I don't know. Anyway, behavior. Although once mischievous and prone to clash with humanity, Champ is currently one of the most tranquil of all lake monsters, and is usually encountered it gracefully glides across the surface of Lake Champlain. Sources: cryptozoology, and then Native American mythos. Encountering Champ, 4 out of 5 probability.
Jesus.
So
that is, one thing I'm familiar with Champ is that, yes, one thing that has been very consistent with the legend of Champ is that it is a mischievous, very almost benevolent creature.
Yeah. Sort of like a chilled out Loki.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like he just passes by like, hey, how's it going?
I will let you open the page to the concrete photographic evidence of Champ. Page 55.
Okay, easy there, David Lee Roth. I can't drive 55.
That's Sammy Hagar, you idiot.
You know what? I don't care. I'm not, I don't care. They both sound similar to me, and I will take that to my grave.
Oh, we're going to have a discussion after this one.
We are going to have discussion, and that is Champ. That is the photographic evidence I am seeing before me. The hardcore absolute 1080p focused 4K edition photograph. My goodness, man! It's amazing. It's art. It is undeniable proof. And how much am I embellishing this to the point that I'm bullshitting right now?
It looks like a Looney Tunes drawing.
It looks like Tex Avery got his hands on it. Like, that full-on looks like the Tex Avery wolf. He's like, hey guys, how you doing there? All he needs now is the sultry Red Hot Riding Hood and just going, Ayuga! 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 All I'm missing is that right now. So much. The little button nose and everything.
Yeah.
I'll say this. It is glorious.
Mm-hmm.
This is absolutely glorious. Also, 4 out of 5 Jersey Devils. That makes sense now.
Yeah, he uses the little Jersey Devil icon.
I like it. I like
the rating system.
That is, you absolutely have to. This is absolutely going on the Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no fucking doubt.
That's the only picture we need. That's all we need. That's just.
That is. I'm sorry, I have to admire this. But you probably need the book back, don't you?
Yeah, probably a little bit, yeah.
I'm just going to admire this for about another minute or two.
Well, I will describe Lake Champlain while you're occupied.
It is beautiful. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry for saying this. It is glorious.
So, Lake Champlain, like I said, is a 125-mile-long body of freshwater. $1 million. That's another movie I haven't seen. Any of the Austin Powers.
For anybody who isn't unaware, Between the Lines. Be ready for that in April. Go on.
Yeah. Fresh water shared by New York and Vermont, with a portion extending into Quebec, Canada.
Yep. I do know what Lake Champlain looks like. It's a very vertical.
Yeah, it's
a very vertical lake. Yeah.
There has been over 300 reported sightings of Champ.
Mm-hmm.
The original story is, I think we talked about this tribe back in the Wendigo episode, the Iroquois.
I've actually been told that that's actually the word Iroquois is actually technically, I think, a slur.
Oh shit! Really?
But I'll let me do some looking into it right now.
Anyway, until we get that patted down, the
Five Nations is another one, or as they are also familiar. Haudenosaunee, which is literally means people who are building the longhouse. I want to actually look that up real quick because I really do.
But the original story is related to that particular group's legend of giant snakes, which the Mohawk named Anyarikawa.
Oh, it's a derogatory term. That's it.
Well, damn, there's some history books. Well, never mind. We're in Oklahoma. All the history books need to be changed.
Big time. Anyway, yeah, no, so it's just on our own. It's our own, not ignorance out of malice. It's just
ignorance out of, I just found out that was a slur. We're derogatory.
It's derogatory, so we're stupid. Anyway.
But I actually had a roommate down in Florida when I was going to tech school that was 100% Mohawk.
Nice.
Indian. And man, I learned a lot of things from him about superstitions.
Yeah, there's one thing I have learned with a lot of First Nation content creators out there. Some of their superstitions
that Wendigo episode is
and their spirituality. A lot of the spirituality is hardcore, and it's like you don't mess with that. It actually makes me get fucking chills.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that does stick in my mind from I think his name was Owen, from Owen, my roommate, down in Florida. You can take a snowmobile and go across a lake with it if you go fast enough. Yeah, I guess how they used to run drugs up there.
Shh. Not supposed to tell people.
Into Quebec.
Shh. Not supposed to say anything about that.
This isn't Fight Club. Which I have seen. Ha ha! Got another one in. French cartographer Samuel de Champlain. There we go, butchering the French language again.
Yes. I'm actually familiar with... I only know him by name. Champlain.
Famous of Lake Champlain. The founder of Quebec and the lake's namesake is often claimed to be the first European to have sighted Champ in 1609. A little ways back.
No kidding. This is definitely pre-America.
Yeah.
America.
So, the earliest source of this claim is the 1970 summer issue of Vermont Life magazine.
At least it's correct.
The magazine quoted Champlain as having documented a 20-foot-long serpent thick as a barrel and a head like a horse. There's no evidence that Champlain actually ever said this, although he did document a extremely large fish.
Could be a sturgeon by the sounds of it. I'm kind of already jumping ahead.
Fall boy.
Kind of already jumping ahead here because sturgeon are massive.
They can get huge.
They have that
and they can survive cold water.
They have that indeterminate age, if I'm not mistaken, is what it's called, wherein quite literally with the right conditions they can keep on growing and growing and not die.
Yep. So, to quote what he did say, and this is from an 1878 translation of his journal, clarifying that, in context, chaffo refer to gar or gar pike, specifically the long-nosed gar. So, for this quote, that's what that word is referring to.
The gar. And gar are nasty fish.
Yeah, they're fresh. They're basically freshwater barracuda.
Oh, yeah. Especially the alligator gar.
Fuck those guys. So, quoting Champlain, there is also a great abundance of fish of many varieties, among others one called by this... Ooh... Sorry for it. It is a quote from an asshole from the 1600s. Among others, one called by the savages of the country chanfaro, which varies in length, the largest being, as the people told me, 8 or 10 feet. God damn it, Ted. 8 or 10 feet long. I saw some 5 feet long, which were as long as my thigh, the head as big as my two fists, with a snout 2.5 feet long, and a double row of very sharp and dangerous teeth. Its body is, in shape, very much like that of a pike, but is armed with scales so strong, and a poignard could not pierce them. Its color is silver gray.
Poignard, I think that's like a type of spear.
Yeah, in context, yeah, it sounds like a spear, like maybe a knife or a dagger or something.
Yep. And the way, again, the description of it, he's saying it's like a pike, but it has these thick scales.
Of sturgeon.
Again, I'm going for sturgeon on this one.
And gar have extremely tough scales, too. Because I've seen people try and shoot them with pistols, and they like a small caliber, like 22s, and they literally, the bullet bounces.
Phew.
And 9mm, which is like common law enforcement issued, still have a hard time. So, gar ain't nothing to fuck with either. They're just angry sturgeon.
Pretty much.
So, there's also a sighting reported in 1819 via the Plattsburgh Republican. Already, I don't like it.
Plattsburgh Republican. Well, that's just like how newspapers were named back then.
Yeah, the Gazette, the Republican.
The Democrat, the
at least back then, they were able to show you what side they were on. Burn.
Moving on.
Entitled, Cape Ann Serpent on Lake Champlain. Reports of a Captain Crumb sighting an enormous serpentine monster. Crumb estimated the monster to have been roughly 187 feet long.
Oh, gotta be this massive creature.
And approximately 180 meters, 200 yards away. So 2 football fields out.
So 2 football fields out, and you can clearly see that this thing is over nearly 200 feet long.
Yeah.
Clearly, he knows his dimensions.
Despite the great distance, he claimed to have witnessed it being followed by 2 large sturgeon and a billfish, and was able to see that it had 3 teeth and eyes the color of peeled onions. He also described the monster as having a belt of red around its neck and a white star on its forehead. This man had straight whiskey vision. I mean, perfect vision.
This dude sounds like he got into some good hash, if I'll be honest.
Captain Crumb. Whoo.
Captain Crumb.
Captain Crumb just walked out of the tavern, I think.
More like Captain Kush.
Yeah. So, that is... Man, I can barely read a billboard 2 football fields away. I can't see a fish. I've gone fishing. I can't see a fish if it's right under me half the time.
Dude, as have I. I actually found a way to look... My dad and I, we had a little John boat, nothing fancy, a little one boat in the water. Easy way to see into the water when it's clear, when there's not like muddy from all
Dynamite.
No, polarized sunglasses.
Yes, those are an essential in Florida, so you avoid stepping on an alligator. I'm not joking.
I want you to be joking, but I know you're not.
It's Florida. I will say this. I was in Florida for a year and a half. I had to stop on a major roadway twice for alligator crossings. I had to stop my vehicle both times on my motorcycle because an alligator was crossing the road.
Just lumbering along, just...
Yeah. Just walking.
And what's more, they don't care.
No.
They're stupid
and
tough.
I can't really run it over on my bike because, I'm a little exposed. He might be able to catch me.
I've seen gators actually destroy tires.
Oh, yeah.
On cars, dude. So, it would easily you'd have no motorcycle.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Eyes the color of peeled onions.
So
I'm going to reference back to our professional photograph here.
Those are clearly peeled onions right there. It's crying and everything. That our journey around the world has got me. It's got me loosey, man.
A little fucked up.
I'm a little fucked up, a little loosey goosey right now. Yeah, I went up.
In 1883, Sheriff Nathan H. Mooney.
Nathan H. Mooney. That's if there ain't a better sheriff name.
Claimed that he had seen a water serpent about 20 rods, the equivalent of 110 yards in length, from where he was on shore. So he saw a football field and some 10 yards over.
Uh-huh.
He claimed that he was so close that he could see the round white spots inside its mouth.
Round white spots?
Inside its mouth.
And then a star on the forehead.
And that the creature appeared to be about 25 to 30 feet in length. So it has gone from...
It's gone from 187.
It's gone from 20 feet to 10 feet to 187 to 30 over the course of 200 years.
I'm curious.
Almost 300.
I'm curious, what is Champ's diet plan like? Because
he's on that on that Christian Bale thing when he was in The Machinist in the Dark Knight. He's on that kind of routine.
I could see him also being on the same routine as Seth Rogen. Because Seth Rogen, he can go from being, big guy to skinny real quick.
Yeah.
Who's his trainer? I gotta get with Champ's trainer.
Mooney's sighting led to many more alleged witnesses obviously coming forward with their own accounts, because once you get one lunatic...
I seen it!
Yeah.
It's kind of funny
the aliens abducted me!
I think it's funny you say lunatic and the guy's name is Mooney. The layers right there are impressive to
me. Like onions?
Yep. Like peeled onions.
This is a very layered episode.
Clearly. Like a cake.
Oh, we are losing our minds.
Ah!
And the last real big thing that happened in the 1800s, the legend of Champ captured the interest of one P.T. Barnum.
Aha!
Yep.
One of my favorite showmen of history.
And in 1973 and 87, the famous showman offered rewards for anyone who could bring him the Lake Champlain monster.
I mean, if it'll get you people, if it'll get you ticket sales.
Yeah.
Once again, as we have said previously in this podcast, go down in the history books.
Yeah. Of course, and I'm going to compare Loch Ness with Champ a lot on this one.
I mean, that's kind of how it was for me when I learned about Champ.
Yeah. So, and if you want to look this up, you're welcome to.
Sure.
The Mansi photograph, M-A-N-S-I.
Oh, I know the Mansi photograph.
Okay, so you already know what it looks like.
Oh yeah.
So
it is the photo.
Yeah, it is the sturgeon photo, or the surgeon photo of Lake Champlain.
We talk about surgeons and sturgeons on this episode, on this podcast. Yeah, this is the one that has always. It is the one that has always been there.
Yeah.
Just
so behind that photograph, in 1977, Sandra Mansi took a photograph while on vacation with her family that appears to show the quote-unquote dinosaur with his head out of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
The entire bay of the lake where the photograph reportedly was taken is no deeper than 14 feet. So, according to Joe Nickel, not the country artist, that's Joe Nichols.
Yeah, now Joe Nickel, our favorite skeptic.
Yep. According to Mr. Nickel, I swear to God, this fucking Ted.
Yep.
It has been suggested that the object in the photograph could possibly be a rising tree trunk or log.
Yep.
And there's a picture that I will poach onto Instagram from Wikipedia, showing a diorama that looks pretty
damning. Yeah. And I have seen it right there. I know the one you're talking about.
Yep.
It's that one. And I mean, the thing is, the photo, it legitimately looks like, it very much looks like a brownish...
Yeah.
A brownish green...
But it just...
saurian creature rising out of the water, but, again, it's also like a lot of recorded monster photographs, blurry.
And I'm gonna quote X-Files on this one. I want to believe.
Yeah.
Because that one, as blurry as it is, it's not bad comparatively to some others.
Oh, yeah, compared to, like, a lot of, like, Bigfoot photos. That one right there.
We'll
worry about that when we get our buddy on our buddy on this episode, on this podcast.
Anyway, in the book, The Untold Story of Champ by Robert E. Bartholomew. Isn't that your little side character?
Bob Bart? Old Bobby Bart?
Bobby Bart. It is further revealed that the original photo was sent to Philip Raines, a nautical expert at the State University of New York at Plattsburgh. Excuse me. So that he could examine and hopefully authenticate it. Raines quickly realized that the two most vital elements in verifying the photo were missing. Sandra Messi said that she had thrown away the negative, which you never throw away the negative. Without the negative or location... Okay. And that she could not locate where she snapped the photo. Without the negative or location, it's pretty goddamn hard to determine with any degree of certainty if it was, an actual photo. Or a legitimate. So, the reasoning why, if you're not a photography buff, I know this, and I'm sure you do too, Tim.
To an extent...
Possessing the negative would allow the image to be magnified to see greater detail. While knowing the location could obviously reveal context clues as to height, sort of like that Titan or that giant snake photo.
Yes, because that snake photo, again, there's nothing to show that it's big.
Yeah. Or even to see if the photo was actually taken on Lake Champlain.
That too.
Raines could not authenticate the photo, and the story behind it led to big questions and potential red flags detailed in his book, which I'll plug again real quick for him, because now I kind of want to read it, The Untold Story of Champ.
Uh-huh.
So, there's a couple more pretty big sightings that all happened in 2005, 03, and 16 in order of how I'm going to talk about them. And I'm going to look up the videos if I can, too. Or if you want to.
Shoot, just give me the names and I'll look for them. I'll even hold my phone and be like, is this the one?
Yeah. Champ reportedly can be seen in a video taken by fisherman Dick Affolter.
There's a Dick.
And his stepson Pete Baudet in the summer of 05. So I would imagine like 05 Lake Champlain monster.
Oh, I remember this one.
I probably have seen it.
I know this one. I know this video. Yes. I will... Give me a minute. Keep on... Go ahead. Okay. I will find it.
So.
Yep, there it is. Yes, it is. It's 2005 quality, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But, okay, I have the volume off. There's the dark water. Keep an eye. There's something swimming there. Do you see it? Just barely?
Barely. Jesus, that's
murky water, man. Plus, it's also, everything's green. I don't like it.
Hang on. Now I got. I'm gonna look it up too.
Oh shit! Ugh.
What?
Yeah. I hate looking at like water videos that have like something surfacing.
You could?
Oh god, my skin's crawling. I don't want to look at champ videos now.
Okay, the Bodette video of Lake Champlain.
Oh god. Blah. I hate this.
I don't know what that is.
It's the. I remember when that first came. I remember when that first happened in 2005, right?
Mm-hmm.
That made, and I was like, I want to. Come on, can we like enhance anything? Enhance?
Yeah.
No.
Can we do the CSI enhance?
And it does. It doesn't. It doesn't, and it was disappointing. I was like, it's something in the water.
Yeah. So honestly, if you want to go into YouTube, 2005 Lake Champlain monster sighting. You'll find it eventually. It looks like the front end of a boat off on the left side.
Yeah, the bow.
And there's something over
the port bow.
Over the port bow.
If we're going off of boat terms.
Close examination of the images may be interpreted either as a head. God damn it, Ted! As a head and neck of a plesiosaur-like animal, and even an open mouth in one frame and a closed mouth in another. Which I didn't see any of that, but okay. Or as a fish or eel. Although 2 retired FBI forensic image analysts have reviewed the tape, said it appears to be authentic and unmanipulated. One of them added that there's no place in there that can actually see an animal or any other object on the surface.
Exactly. That's the problem with that video. Like there's something under the surface, but you can't tell what it is.
Yeah.
Which is irritating to me.
Yeah, that's the hard part is you've got, if it's real, it's fucking right there in your face. If it's not, you can't tell.
It's a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. So, that was summer of 05. We're going to hop into 03.
Okay, kind of jump it back a little.
Yeah, jump back to jump forward. So
got to go forward to go back.
Yes. One piece of evidence, although not a sighting per se, is the recording of sounds from within the lake by the Fauna Communications Research Institute in 2003. The FCRI, just because I'm not going to say that all over again, was working in part with the Discovery Channel, the ATM machine, the PIN number. The group described the sounds as being similar to those produced by beluga whales or dolphins, which don't reside in a freshwater lake in northern America. An article describing the recordings have been published to scientific literature explaining that the sounds were likely a form of echolocation despite none of the known native creatures to Lake Champlain being able to echolocate.
Yeah.
So they heard some sonar noises. They got some recordings of something doing something. Are you looking for the video or the recording of it?
No, okay. I'm just more or less looking at. I'm torturing myself looking at images right now. I'm gonna stop looking. No.
What's that fear of deep water?
Thalassophobia.
Yes.
At deep oceans, water. No, my skin is really crawling over here. I feel like I got massive goosebumps right now. Oh god.
Let's see if I can.
Whew, the hair on my arms is stuck up. Whew. Quick question for you.
Yeah.
When was the first time you actually learned about Champ?
This book, when I got it from the Norman Library in 03.
Nice. You want to know how I learned about Champ?
How?
U-Haul. U-Haul.
Yep, I know that.
They have one for Vermont, and it has a big slobbering serpentine-looking creature. It says there's a monster in Lake Champlain called Champ. I'm like, what?
Yep.
So I went on like U-Haul Lake Champlain, and I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This is also around like 02, 03.
Yeah. So the last major thing that I'm going to talk about before I start talking about, the cultural impact Champ has had, which is massive. One more thing.
Get out of my head.
Based upon appearance and mysterious alligator-like tracks found near Lake Champlain, cryptozoologists Katie Elizabeth and Dennis Hall have suggested back in 2016 that Champ could actually be a member of the crocodilian family. Crocodiles, alligators, that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Researcher Scott Martis explains that the tracks were likely tracks of a large snapping turtle, and also makes mention that the long-nosed gar and or lake sturgeon are viable candidates to be water sightings of Champ.
Yes.
So, I'm going to ruin everything again for myself, as I always do.
Yep.
Alligator snapping turtles get fucking massive.
I have seen some pretty big ones down here in Oklahoma.
Yeah. I think I want to say there was like a 400-pound record holder.
Something like that.
Like, that's a big fucking turtle. It may not be long, but it's big and heavy.
I remember seeing a few I think it was at the Tulsa Zoo or the Oklahoma City Zoo. One of them. Big fucker.
Yeah. And they will snap.
And they are not nice. They are very, very aggressive.
Yeah. The largest species of freshwater turtle in the Western Hemisphere have exceeded 250 pounds. To date, the largest known documented wild-caught adult male was in Texas and weighed 211.
Jesus.
So, it's not 400 pounds, but...
That is a big boy.
Yeah, that's more than you and me.
That's fucking Bowser.
Yeah, it looks like Bowser, too. So, that's the weight, and that's the tracks, and that could be a lot of anything above water related.
Are there alligator snapping turtles in Lake Champlain?
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past them.
They would have to go into hibernation or something, because that water
alligators do too.
That can get cold real quick up there, though.
Yeah. But they're a fucking hardy species.
That's fair. I mean, they still look like they did millions of years ago.
Yeah, they haven't changed. But...
maybe size. They shrunk a little.
Yeah. But I mean, I know alligators hibernate, and so do crocs.
Fascinating.
So, it's possible.
I don't put that into thought, I'll be honest.
And with gar and sturgeon, they can survive. Those are the underwater cockroaches. They will survive anything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they can survive small rounds of bullets.
Mm-hmm.
So, a gar or sturgeon, absolutely, that could be entirely likely. So, as much as I want Champ to be real, as much as I want to believe, over 400 years of sightings...
yeah.
Unless Champ has got some amazing healthcare, which it's America, so no.
I mean, he does live partially in Canada, so
he goes up there for his drugs.
It may be a Canadian creature that just comes south of the border on the occasion.
Yeah, comes to visit.
Yep.
Like, oh, this is terrible. So
hops on over to say hi to Ogopogo.
I was about to say Ogopogo.
we hang out way too much, dude.
Our two brain cells that we share.
You share a brain cell?
Bold of you to assume it's two.
I was gonna say, how bold of you to assume so.
Well, see, you and your wife share a brain cell, and then me and you share a brain cell.
She has the brain cell right now.
Yeah,
she's at work.
So we're just bouncing the one you and me share back and forth.
That thing is transponding really well, I'll say that much.
So, the cultural importance of Mr. Champ.
Mm-hmm.
It's, at this point, it's become a revenue generating attraction.
Of course. It's like...
you don't have to go all the way to Scotland to go see a lake monster anymore.
You can just go, I went to Lake Champlain and all I got was this lousy shirt.
Yeah, I'm damn sure they do that.
If they do, I would love to go there just for that that reason.
The village of Port Henry, New York, has erected a giant model of Champ and holds a Champ Day on the first Saturday of every August. So we're gonna have to go to Champ Day. We're gonna have to go to Mothman Day, or to Mothman Fest. Go check out the cake, apparently.
Yeah,
and the tramp stamp.
Speaking of Mothman, somebody gave...
Quick segue, let's go back into that.
Somebody gave Mothman a tramp stamp, and even further, Mothman doesn't even just have cake, he's got a whole-ass bakery back there. God damn!
So I was listening to another cryptid podcast, 30mm.
Yes.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And it's usually two females, typical white females.
Yeah.
Talking about cryptid stuff and paranormal stuff, and then they had another two females, and all the first 20 minutes of that episode was them talking about Mothman's ass. It was like, and then they started talking about, well, would you fuck him? I'm like, what is happening here?
I didn't go through that whole episode. I kind of just
tuned out.
It
was fun. It was more funny than informative.
It wasn't for me.
Okay.
It was not my cup of tea. That happens with some episodes.
Yeah, I've skipped a couple of their episodes too, but I had to listen to that one because it was like, y'all really talking about doing this to the poor man? To the poor
There's a lot of people I know who very much would be more than happy to go to town on Mothman, dude. I don't know why I know these people. I just do.
The village of Port Henry holds Champ Day on the first Saturday of every August.
Yeah, okay, Champ Day every August.
Oh God. Poor Mothman.
What is wrong with this?
Champ is also the mascot of Vermont's baseball team, the Vermont Lake Monsters.
Okay, I'm in. I might have a baseball team to be cheering for.
Champ became more prominent after the team was renamed from the Vermont Expos into the Lake Monsters following the 2005 season.
Nice.
He's been the primary attraction for the former minor league baseball team since their inception and continues to serve as the Futures Collegiate Baseball League's team mascot.
Nice.
So they went from the Expos to the Lake Monsters to the Futures Collegiate Baseball League team. The mascot version of Champ appears as a special guest on various charitable and other functions throughout Vermont. Obviously. And several nearby establishments, car washes, restaurants, all that's, if you have one big thing in your small town, that whole town is revolved around it.
Oh, yeah.
Like in my hometown, everything is bulldog,
I was gonna go with like the Honey Festival.
Yeah, the Honey Festival. We have a lot of Honey Festival themed stuff, and then our school is, our mascot's the bulldog, so, we have dog tracks with football players' names leading up to the football field.
My hometown was also a college town.
Oh, wow.
So not only were the Gold Bugs, that was my high school.
Yeah.
The Gold Bugs, like everybody, like near Gold Bugs, like former people from the high who have graduated from the high school. Gold Bugs, proud to be a Gold Bug, everything. And then the college, the Rangers.
Yeah.
Good Lord, man, you couldn't even tell where the college began and the town started, whatever. They were so intermingled. And everybody's just like proud to be a Ranger. And I'm like, Yeah. So when I went to college, it was such a culture shock how separated our university was from the city that it was in.
Yeah. Our college it's in the middle of town, almost.
It's pretty much in the middle of the city limit.
But it is so
detached.
You can tell where it begins and ends, especially the main campus. Like,
oh yeah,
the outbuildings and some of the other stuff, it's like they're off to the side, and but the main campus itself is it's not bricked off and like walled off, but
you can just feel it.
You can tell. You can see it.
Yeah.
The last thing about Champ, he's got a movie.
He does?
Yep. In 2002, it was reported that a feature dramatic film titled Lucy and the Lake Monster was in the works about a young orphan girl and her grandfather looking for Champ. The film is based on a best-selling children's novel with the same title, Lucy and the Lake Monster. The production filmed in Port Henry, New York, and in various locations around Lake Champlain's Bulwaga Bay in July and August of 22. The film was in post-production as of May 23, 2023, with plans to screen in theaters and stream on Netflix and other outlets. So, I may have to go back and search for it. So yeah, he's got a full feature film coming out with himself. He's a baseball mascot. He's got all the car washes and restaurants.
When's this coming out?
It's in post-production as of May 2023.
Oh, I don't know why I heard. I don't know. I thought I heard you say 2002. I was like, man, it's been a long time.
No, right?
Good God.
So yeah, that is probably the most famous lake monster in America. There's a couple other minor league guys that we could probably touch on, but
in the United States, I should specify, because North America does kind of encompass a lot more than just.
Yeah, that's fair. In America.
North America and U.S. in the United States.
In America, yeah, U.S. America.
Yeah.
There's a couple other sort of, Ogopogo, Lake Selma, Mussy, the Lake Tianichi, a couple other little guys that we might be able to squeeze an episode out of later on.
There's quite a few of them.
But I know Ogopogo was in here in this astounding book.
That book actually did read very well, by the way.
It does.
I glanced at it and I was like, oh.
He's even got your favorites.
Hey!
Hopkinsville.
We'll worry about that. I thought that's an episode I want to do.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a good episode.
Oh, where'd you go? Yeah, he's got a whole...
Look in the O's.
Well, it's actually categorized by lake monsters, sea serpents, cryptids. Yeah, and then it's alphabetized in those.
Well, then, lake monsters and look for O's. Come on.
Let's see, we got...
What is this, amateur hour?
In this book, he's got the Lake Akali monster.
The Lake Akali monster, huh?
Yeah, in Nebraska.
The Alkali monster. I've heard about that one.
The Bear Lake monster up in Utah, Idaho area.
Heard about that one.
The Beast of Busco.
Heard about that one.
Near Churubusco, Indiana.
Heard about that one.
The Black River monster in Black River, New York.
Nope.
Caddy, the Cadboro Bay Sea Serpent.
Yep, heard that one too.
British Columbia.
Cadborosaurus. Yep.
Champ.
Yep.
The Flathead Lake monster in Montana. The Gloucester Sea Serpent.
Gloucester
Sea Serpent.
That's over Massachusetts. Gloucester by the Bay.
Yep. The Giant Squids. The Iliamna Lake monsters in Alaska.
Yep.
Manipogo.
Yep.
The Lake Manitoba and Lake Winnipeg, Lake Winnipogus.
Yep.
Ogopogo.
There he is.
Lake of Okanagan and BC.
Yep. Yeah, dude. You can. I used to go to a website called cryptozoology.com back in the early 2000s, and they had pretty much every single cryptid that you could ask for. And let me tell you, dude, very informative, and they had a bunch of them. Like, you could actually go to click, Chupacabra, click it, and then would give, an artist rendition and, a brief rundown.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of the ones you just talked about, they were all on there.
Yeah. There's the Lake Utopia. I've only got two more. The Lake Utopia monster in New Brunswick.
Yep.
And Whitey, the White River monster in Arkansas.
I heard about that one, and that one is that one's got a weird story about it. We don't have time for that one, unfortunately.
Yeah. Let me look through Champ's article in here and see if there's anything I may have glazed over. Here, I'm just going to read you, the first paragraph, just to set you in the tone of how this man writes, and this is why I like it.
Okay.
Next to Ogopogo, Champ may be the most widely known and recognized lake monster in North America. It is also one of the most substantiated monsters, boasting literal hundreds of sightings and at least one photograph and supporters within the scientific community. Few cryptozoologists deny the possibility of Champ's existence, and many openly accept the creature.
Yeah.
So he sets a pretty good tone with each little piece in here. Yeah. So P.T. Barnum, I talked about him. He posted a $50,000 reward for the monster's carcass.
Yeah.
In 1973, Champ clashed with settlers when it began stealing livestock from the shores of Lake Champlain near Dresden, New York.
I mean, monsters gotta eat, dude.
Yep.
Big dogs gotta eat.
Enraged farmers searching for the monster allegedly discovered the creature lurking in a cave on the edge of the lake, but its glowing green eyes and guttural growls frightened the hunters away. Champ was later fired upon by the crew of a steamship, and the beast, bleeding from superficial wounds, sank beneath the water. And the brush with humanity evidently concerned Champ so greatly that the creature retired to the depths of the lake for several years. That's some good writing.
Very!
Like...
Dude's really setting up a whole start of a novel or something here. He's like, and there's like a prophecy that in 10 years, the Champ will return.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling that right now.
Two tourists, Mr. and Mrs. Charles Langlois, struck the monster with an oar when it neared their small rowboat in August of 39.
I think I've heard about this one.
In 45, Champ stunned the passengers and crew of the SS Ticonderoga when it appeared during a bridge opening ceremony.
Ticonderoga.
Yes, that too. And of course, he talks about the Mansi photograph.
Yep.
And then in 81, over 21 new witnesses came forward with tales involving Champ.
Yep. And most of the cases, I can definitely figure that it's people were out looking at the lake, and it's like they saw...
what they wanted to see.
They saw a hump or something.
Yeah.
What looked like a hump or something. Ooh, pardon me.
So, and then there's another thing.
What you got
There was
here?
a conference, scientific heads in 81, focusing on the existence of Champ, and it was held in Port Henry, New York, where Champ had long been protected by law. In August of that year, a similar meeting convened in Shelburne, Vermont, titled "Does Champ Exist?" The conference was led by noted cryptozoologist Joseph Zarinsky, the founder of the Lake Champlain Phenomena Investigation.
Nice.
In 82, Zarinsky introduced a resolution in the Vermont House of Representatives and the New York State Senate designed to grant Champ greater legal protection. It passed.
Wow.
It passed in both realms, ensuring that anyone who willfully kills, injures, or molests Champ will be fully prosecuted.
So,
as I'm talking about politics, I get a political call.
We'll worry about that one later. So, literally, if Champ exists, Champ is a protected species.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And of course, t-shirts, car washes, restaurants, all that stuff.
All the good stuff.
So, and he closes the article on Champ. Champ is really dangerous, but monsterologists should still avoid... He speaks about it like it's an actual field guide, like, if you encounter this creature, here's what you need to do.
I kind of like those. They're fun.
I do. But monsterologists should still avoid cornering or pestering the beast, aside from the threat of legal action.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who does harm Champ could face the monster's full wrath and strength after surviving gunshots, collisions with large craft, freezing temperatures, and centuries of human contact. Champ has evolved into a hardy and robust monster. He could easily smash through a bothersome researcher's boat and drag the pest into the lake's icy depths.
Okay. And there's...
To where there's a burrow of frogs.
Oh, and now I am terrified. Just because, like, the image popped into my head of just, like, you're peering over, like, you're just looking in the water, just minding your own business. You're out on a boat. And you're looking over.
So, here's my thing.
And I'm looking over. Next thing I know, I see, clear as day, two eyes looking up at me, and I'm like, ah!
Yeah. So, here's my thing. I don't like deep water. And I really don't like muddy, dirty, clear, deep water.
Yeah.
Because the same thing, I don't know what's in there with me.
Exactly.
I have been tubing with friends in Lake Texoma. No.
Nope.
I will fish as long as I'm on a decent-sized boat. Like, I'm not going out on a little bass boat.
Little John boat.
A little
Oh, God. Yeah.
So.
I'm dancing in my chair over here, man.
Right. I'd love to think Champ is real. I don't think he is.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool that there's legal protection for Champ.
I actually do like that. I think that is... I out of the entire takeaway of this episode, that right there is actually my favorite part. Is that it's like, yeah, Champ's protected, guys. Like,
don't fuck with him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's an international citizen. He's a Quebecian.
Quebecois.
You don't go much to Quebec, do you?
Nah, Quebec.
Quebec.
Before we piss off any more Canadians.
Your syrup sucks. Oh, well, that did it.
Oh, dude, take that back immediately. Take it back.
Vermont syrup's better.
All right. Well, you have.
Hey, look, I've pissed off the French in our podcast. I'm going to piss off the Canadians because they're part French.
You've upset...
I might as well go...
You have upset at least our 3 Canadian listeners, dude.
To all 3 of you, I hope you're from Vancouver Island.
Oh, God. I think we're good where we're at here.
Listen, we had a mental breakdown halfway through the episode, and now we're just getting violent and fight me vibes.
Speaking of violent, Tony, we have finished off with this episode, and this is episode 24, which means next week is episode 25. Another serial killer.
I had a straight month of not having to worry about it.
And I will give you one clue. There will be blood.
I've seen that movie.
Not that movie, but still.
Oh my God.
Hey, everybody, thank you all for listening to Tall and Short with Tim and Tony. We're glad to be back. If you liked what we had here today, like, rate, and subscribe. Leave a comment below saying what you liked, what you didn't, whatever. What would you do if you had to go around the world, as we did off mic for nearly a damn month?
Right.
And also, tell your friends, tell your dog, tell a lake monster that lives next to your house, something, whatever. Just spread the word. Word of mouth really does work for us, and it does help podcasts like us grow. We would appreciate it. Logo, as always, is by my friend Brittanie Norris. She did a fantastic job, as always. You can follow us on social medias at Instagram and Facebook at Tall and Short Podcast. We do show up there sometimes, and occasionally we interact with people. It's fun. And you can also email us at tallandshortpod@gmail.com. Send us, send us updates about your lives, how you're doing, maybe stuff that we may have missed. There's a lot of stuff.
If you live in Port Henry, New York, let us send pictures of the lake.
We would love to see it.
Yeah, send picture. I mean, we've already got the photographic evidence. That's all we need.
Clearly,
Champ, but
we have that wonderful thing.
We have that Tex Avery rendition. But yeah, if you feel like we need more evidence, send that to us too, I guess, whatever,
But that being said, thank you all for listening, and we all hope you have an amazing day. Have a good one.
Bye!